Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday morning. Happy Tuesday to you all, and welcome to Take 10. This is our kind of weekly art play date, and I hope you all are having a good Tuesday. It is, let's see, the first week of June. It's hard to believe that it's June already. It's hard to believe everything that is going on in our world. It feels like a super crazy time. So I'm glad to be able to come here and to work through things with art, to play with art, to tap into creativity. And so that's what I plan to do. So I hope you all are having a good morning. I see Peggy and Sherry and Debbie, Vicky, Joy, Alicia, good morning. Sorry if I missed anyone. Carol, good morning. It's so awesome that you guys get up early and meet me here. Today we are doing an art play date. So the goal of Take 10, like I say every week, is to take 10 minutes to tap into your creativity, to not worry about a final product. And this week, especially for me, I'll explain as we go, but a lot of times art is a process, just a way for me to either get out of my own head or get back into my own head, if that makes sense, to kind of work through things. And that's what I plan to do this morning. The technique we're playing with today is tone on tone. And that specifically today would be tone on tone stamping or shading. You can do tone on tone with markers, especially if you're using the Distress line. Of course, they have all kinds of products that match as far as like the oxides and the sprays and the crayons and the markers and all of that stuff. Good morning, Jessa. Good morning, everybody. It's so awesome seeing you guys. So Distress is a great line. I'm going to use some Distress oxides today. We're going to do some blending with stencils and then do some stamping. So I can't ignore everything that's going on. It's weighing heavily on my heart. And so today for my tones, I'm choosing a variety of skin tones because that is what I want to work through, and I want to kind of focus on the beauty of the colors that God has put into this world. And that's what I'm going to focus on. So here we go. I'm going to set my timer for 10 minutes, and then we will get to some tone on tone stamping. So Alexa, please set a timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes, starting now.
Okay, so I just pulled out some different Distress Oxide inks, and I'm going to start just blending. And I'm going to start with just a base layer of color. Again, I don't really necessarily have a plan, but this is, for instance, one of those times where I feel moved to work with colors, with skin tones, and I'm just going to see what happens. And I feel like, in all honesty, that's how God equipped me to think things through. This is one of the ways He's equipped me to pray and work, is to work through art. So that's what I do. That's how I process things at different times in my life. So I'm just going to try some different tones. I know I love this stencil too. Good morning, Alma. This stencil, I think it's the Crafters Workshop. I'm not totally sure. I picked it up last summer at the Scrapbook Expo. That's not happening this summer because of COVID, which makes me sad. I loved it. But I have a couple of visions of things that I want to work through in my Bible, and so this will be a great way for me to experiment with some different techniques that I was wanting to try really on my heart. You guys know, if you've watched me or watched my videos, you know that I love rainbows. Like, rainbows are my jam. You can ask my good friends. Usually Bethany and Amanda are on here too. I'm not sure if they're here this morning, but I like all things rainbow. They had to tell me to stop buying rainbow things before my birthday so that they could actually find something for me. and I love all things rainbow. And so on my heart has been God's rainbow and God's promise through rainbows. And I just think of the beautiful rainbow of colors of this creative community, of the world at large, and how, we kind of think of rainbows in a certain way with the classic colors, but there is beauty in all color. And I just wanted to kind of focus on that. Okay, so when you're doing tone on tone, start with your base layer. And this is a little bit, if I'm planning on tone, I kind of like to focus on one or two colors, but I'm going with a different feel this morning. And then I'm going to use this rainbow as the start of it, and really it's just about building up layers, which is why I like to use ink, because that does build up so well. So you just go over the top, and it's a more subtle effect. This stencil is a little bit beat up, so I'm going to actually do a little bit more of a dabbing effect on it, just to kind of get it worked in there. I'm mixing my colors. I need to get some more daubers from scrapbook.com. I love these domed ones. If you all have not tried the domed blenders, I wanted to use the darker one. If you haven't tried the domed blenders from scrapbook.com, I highly encourage you to. They work super well. So you just work through a stencil, work through what you got, and try that tone on tone. And you'll see it comes with a nice, it's a subtle effect, but see, you still see those rainbows, which I am loving. I kind of feel like I need a new blender, guys. I feel like I'm messing up my ink. So I'm going to switch to this pink for the light ones. Let me grab another. All right, this is reminding me to get some new blenders. I like the makeup contour brush too. When I'm stenciling, just as sometimes it doesn't. I need some more of those. In all honesty, no one would say I need more supplies if you saw my craft room, but I feel like I do, because that one, the makeup contour brush I have. Maybe I should get some of those wedges, like from the dollar store. That would probably work pretty well, like the makeup wedges, especially for this kind of technique. My dark one, stop mixing it up here. So with the tone on tone, I like the blending, and I like the subtlety. See, look how cool that is. The stamp set I pulled out that I was thinking of today is called For Ava Love, and this is from By the Well for God, and it was made for, is it Ava or Eva? I feel like I say it wrong. I've always said Ava. I know, Alma, I haven't been to the dollar store. It blends, gelato. Gelato. Oh, someone asked about if I would do gelatos, and I will definitely do that at some point. I haven't been to the dollar store either in forever, and it's so crazy. We're just hanging at home. So this was for Ava Love, who is a sweet girl who was in a tragic accident with a golf cart and suffered some traumatic brain injuries. And so By the Well for God created this stamp set in conjunction with, Jessa might know who it was that designed the stamp set. It's escaping me right now. But in conjunction with an artist, they put together a stamp set, and it was a fundraiser for Ava's family to help pay for her medical bills. And I love the stamp set, and I love the thought behind it, especially he fights for his children, because I think that God is moving in our world right now. I think he's fighting for all of us. Amy Kirk. Thank you, Jessa. I knew you would know. And I love the stamp set. I love this idea of this gorgeous rainbow coming together. And it's something I want to bring out. So that's what I'm doing today. How are you all doing? How's everyone? You know, Alma, she has had, Alma asked about how that little girl is doing. And it's certainly a long road, that's for sure. So, you know, there's been some breakthroughs, there's been some moments that they can really see God working, and that family is still praying that she will make a full recovery, but they're also really focusing on celebrating all the little moments. But you know, it's those roads are long for sure, but it doesn't mean that God is not working. All right, I wanted to do, I feel like I love that he fights for his children. I feel like I'm gonna layer that particular sentiment in different tones down here. So I'm gonna start right here. And this one you won't be able to see very well because it's the lightest, but it's there. And then we'll just get darker as we go. Kind of moving downwards. Start to see it. So this is tone on tone, can be used in a variety of ways. I like it a lot for setting up backgrounds, especially in my Bible journaling. And then also you could see, you know, as far as art journaling, as far as just the creative journaling, like maybe this is something you want to do. Maybe you're creating a background, and over the top of this, you are going to write a prayer. I haven't used Onyx Black yet. I think I'm going to end this one just so you can see it really clearly in black in here. Creating a background and working through and thinking, praying while I'm working in art journaling pages like this is a way that I process, like I said before, and I feel like God talks to me when I can have my hands busy. It kind of settles my mind and lets me open up and consider other things. So that's why I enjoy doing pieces like this and focusing in a different way. Sherry, that's an amazing story. Thanks for sharing. Alexa, stop timer. Now, tone on tone, obviously you can do it in a variety of different colors, in a variety of different styles. Like I said, if you're using that distress line, that's a great way to experiment with tone on tone, because there are so many different mediums that you can work with in that distress line that will work together so beautifully. All right, so we'll call that a day. That was a beautiful story, Sherry. That's amazing. God does do miracles every day, and I know that you all are probably with me in praying for all kinds of miracles, for all kinds of situations on a daily basis. So thank you all for coming today. I hope you enjoyed the Take 10. Thanks for hanging out with me while I make some art, and I'll probably be making some more in a little bit after I do school with my kiddos and a little bit of Bible study with them. So I hope you all have a fantastic day. I will see you next week. And as always, keep it creative.